Driven by an insatiable lust for power, the forces of chaos have performed a dark ritual to summon a terrifying tendril of the Tyranid. From world to world, these hive fleets spread their vile influence, leaving nothing but devastation in their wake. The ultimate predator, Tyranids are cunning. They infiltrate unsuspecting worlds, manipulating the inhabitants to provoke uprisings and incite violence. With the world teetering on the brink of collapse, the hive fleets strike. In an unstoppable invasion, they descend upon the planet with unmatched ferocity. No stone is left unturned, no creature untouched. The Tyranids assimilate all, absorbing the genetic material of entire biospheres and drawing it into an ever-growing swarm. Expansion is their only objective. The cycle must continue. World after world, the insatiable hunger of the hive mind knows no bounds. Is there any weapon that we have that can defeat them? So we've just formed ourselves a new fleet of Tzeentch. I'm quite fond of the Conqueror class Titan, so I was quite happy to get it out of the Admiral selection page. Got lots of broadsides. Doesn't really keep with our convention of long-range lance weaponry, but she's very powerful in a brawl, and she's got excellent boarding options. Taking Disruption Overcharge to help us punch through those shields. And it looks like we've got the Furnace Lord. So the plan is here to clear out these guys, get rid of the Eldari from this sector. Auto battle will be done for that one. Nice easy battle. A little bit more damage than I would have taken, but that's okay. And then we need to clear out the Tyranids from this sector. Alright, so everyone, we've got the World Eaters, the Alpha Legion, and the Death Guard. So we'll fight the Tyranids here at Phonosar.
The Tyranids, the great devourer. In all the stars, there has never been a Xenos race more inimical to the survival of mankind. Indeed, they are the bane of all other life. Their origins are but poorly understood, the stuff of rumor and supposition and nightmare. The adepts of Mars believe that a single unknowable consciousness guides the hive fleets about their voracious purpose. This consciousness knows only unquenchable hunger. Hive ships serve as synapse nodes, spreading the influence of the Tyranid hive mind across the stars. Such is the hive mind's suffocating will that the warp is distorted for light years around. Confusion and terror spread before the hive fleets advance, as dreams darken and madness spreads. As the hive fleets advance, the suffocating embrace quenches the Emperor's light and drowns doomed worlds in psychic shadow. But the greatest threat comes from within. Foul creatures known as gene stealers infiltrate unvigilant worlds. A patriarch arises from the population's subverted flesh and projects a psychic beacon to draw the hive fleet ever closer. As the gene stealer cult grows in power, they emerge from the shadows of their benighted world. Civil war rages, shaking the planet asunder. Then the skies darken with spores and the hive fleet's voracious tendrils. The cultists exult at the fulfillment of prophecy and their ascension into the light. Their delusions die with them. There are many hive fleets, each but a facet of the immeasurable Tyranid threat. Leviathan is the greatest, and has wrought ruin on a scale never before witnessed. Though the great rift arising from Cadia's ruin has severed many of Leviathan's tendrils, many more remain. Even now, one is surging towards the Eye of Terror.
So we're up against the bug, the insidious space bug. I really like that they added the Tyranids and the fact that you get to play as them. They're a very unique faction. A little bit of an expert faction in my opinion. Alright, we're set up. We've got the Conqueror from the World Eaters. We've got the Terminus Est from the Death Guard. And a little bit of an escort to go with them. The Terminus Est is very good against the Tyranids, but still suffering from boarding action despite being of the Death Guard and having extra crew on board. Ideally, you want to couple a ship like that with someone with demonic ritual so you can add crew back onto the ship. But she doesn't suffer from the spore fields, and she doesn't suffer from the close range nom-nom effect of the hive shields that the Tyranids have, I believe. Plus, being a Death Guard Admiral, she also has the Void Locust Swarm, so we can attack them back. Terminus Est has been excellent against the Imperials. Won't be so good against the Aldari because they'll just run away. Super slow ship. But this Admiral also has the Void Jump, so we can use her to sort of ambush as well, jump her into the middle of a fray. I'm going to try and keep the Render class battleship out of the fight, try and keep the boarding actions away. We've spotted the Tyranids, here they come. They have the ability to be stealthed all the time, and they can get well within your detection range. So when you're fighting the Tyranids, have your sensors out. Throw away some escorts if you have to detect them. And then the larger Hive Fleet ships are just really powerful. When they get into a close, they'll eat through anything. Death Guard also has an increase to his range, so he's a very useful Admiral. Launch off some boarding torpedoes just to sort of throw up a screen. And then some real torpedoes. Didn't quite hit, but that's alright. That little fishy's going to get non-nommed by our macro batteries. Spore field slows you down a lot, so try not to stay in them. The Render class has got torpedoes too, very fast, but we have a mission to try and not get her boarded, so we want to keep her away from everyone. The Nurgle Corruptor cannon adding so many fires on board every time it hits, and unfortunately we've just been boarded by the Tyranids and we've failed that mission. That's how easy that is. Sent out the boarding pods just as it was dying. And you'll see how here the Terminus Est just chews through the smaller Tyranids. Keep the Conqueror well away. So far, a fairly easy engagement against the Swarm. Oh, a few more ships coming out of the Void Clouds, but we're just going to do the Void Locust Swarm and see it just absolutely melts that Tyranid ship. And we will repair some of the damage that we took. Oh, we're getting hit with tentacles. Something in there is pulling us in. It's still stealth though. Taking a fair amount of crew damage already. Get the Conqueror up to drop a plasma bomb just to get rid of all of these little swarm fishies. There's a bigger one coming in. They're hitting us with all the tentacles, drawing in the Terminus Est. That was a fair amount of damage. But in reply, she's getting absolutely melted by the Conqueror's macros. Here's the Hive ship. We'll return the favor and put some boarding actions on it. We also have a tentacle on our 2 ships. Terminus Est is about to go down to crew losses, but that's okay. We'll let them run out. And then we'll throw someone else on board in a moment. We'll push the Conqueror right into fighting. Dropping a plasma bomb on this ship here. Looks like a Hive ship of some description. And we'll send torpedoes too. Make them move. Put some troops back on the Terminus Est. We have lost engine control now, so she is basically a floating battle station. She does repair, and she only has defense turrets when she has a shield. Okay. So she's vulnerable without shields. Get the battleship render up, close. Put some torpedoes into this invisible ship. And we'll try and get Conqueror in to sight it. Tried to keep the battlecruiser out of the fight this fight. We haven't really perfected any tactics against the Tyranids yet. I think using Terminus Est as the tank was probably the right idea. Lost all her crew again.
We'll follow your command for now.
Another plasma bomb, and the torpedoes from the render are about to hit. Fair amount of damage. Plasma bomb dropping any second, as well as some more torpedoes. Oh, we're out of torpedoes. That's unfortunate. On the render anyway. Spread from the Conqueror got through. And now we'll board her with the Tentacle and with the Khorne Berserkers. Fairly straightforward battle. Just going to chew through with a giant skull on the front of the Conqueror class. More crew losses than I would have liked, but fairly easy battle. Besides the crew losses for the death card, it was pretty good battle. Not much in the way of rewards because we had more fleet power. Belis Corona is a very good development for building ships. You want to build a couple of capital ships a turn, you can do that at Belis Corona. We've got the Alpha Legion. They've got a mixed fleet with no Titans. And then we have the Furnace Lord over here. So we'll bring in the Night Lords. And then we'll send in the Alpha Legion as their support. The difficulty scales, so I'm not too concerned with rushing ahead with Renown and getting up to the next level. Because the AI scale with you. And their fleets get bigger too. Develop up. Belis Corona system. Try and get the Tyranids' threat levels down. So the Night Lords and the Alpha Legion are here to cleanse the Tyranids, even though we are the ones that unleashed them on this sector. We don't want them getting in the way of our plans. The Night Lord's Furnace Lord, Titan, is extremely powerful. She's proving to be one of our most valuable ships with her Annihilator cannon. And he rocks on his lonesome. He's got an escort with him and that's it. We've had one of the Tyranid escorts explode. They like to run into each other, I think.
Your orders.
Battlecruiser out on the flank. We'll have the main line on the right side. And head up. Everyone in locked on stance. And we've got the probes out, so we should detect the Tyranids a lot quicker this time.
As the War Master wills.
Get the escort and the Titan underway. We'll bring the battlecruiser back a bit closer. And because the Titan is detected, we'll move him up faster.
Enemy ship sighted.
Very long range weaponry, plus powerful macro batteries on the side.
For the War Master. Enemy ship sighted.
There we go. We'll be able to pick off the light Tyranid escorts pretty quickly.
Enemy ship sighted. Show us our victims.
This fleet is damaged because they must have been attacked or something, I'm not sure. But that makes my fight easier. Put the Auger Disruptor up so that they can't detect us until the very last moment. But that will prompt them to rush. Turn to starboard and launch some torps, I think. Not as many on the Furnace Lord. High energy turn back. Oh wow, their rush. Our Alpha Legion Admiral's taking a fair amount of damage. I've said it before, the Chaos Grand Cruisers aren't fantastic. But I've been using this fleet as a system defense fleet. They're usually coupled with system stations.
Enemy ship sighted.
It's going to get us from astern. Taking a big nom-nom out of our engine bay. This one's pulled in another Grand Cruiser. Using high energy to get away, but now we're running into a spore field.
Executing high energy turn.
Slow ships are just not great for chaos. You're much better off with battle cruisers, I think.
I cannot master.
The only saving grace is they have lots of lance weaponry, and like I said, in a defensive engagement, they're pretty good at system defense.
Moving to those
Because the AI tend to rush your defense platforms. These two cruisers are in big trouble. Being chewed on by what appears to be a Tyranid battleship class life form. He's eating his way through one Grand Cruiser and pinning the other.
We stand ready.
That's really bad. Got to turn the Admiral around and get the... Well, it's kind of pointless to do that because we are well detected now. But it does look cool.
For the War Master.
Sending in a boarding action, just got to get this guy off the field and away. We don't want him to turn around. Titan hasn't done much. Should we drop the beam and set a bit of a... No, we're going to do torpedo spread. Another escort being smashed. Trying to use their tentacles to get closer. Too much Alpha Strike. And we've used the Annihilator Cannon. Setting up a 4-second perimeter. The last video, I think I took out one of my own battle cruisers with the Annihilator Cannon in a panic. But it was a Slaneshi ship, and they were very, very happy to be penetrated by such a large beam. Right, the Alpha Legion taking a little bit of losses.
We'll follow your command for now.
So we'll use the Titan now to block off the last of the ship, and the main firepower from him will finish off these two Tyranids. We'll try and get close and get a boarding action on this other flagship. Feels weird to call them ships. Bugs.
Doomfire's unleashed.
And they're not as easy as... the classes are not as easy to identify as this big, and biggest. Taking him out. Strike Squadron and a macro battery, finishing off that first one. And we'll try and get closer to board this last one. Accidentally pressing Alt-Tab. Oh dear. The Windows key, I should say.
Orders.
It's the bane of my existence when you play a game that you have to press Alt and Shift a lot. Don't think we're going to get in close enough before, so we need to hold fire.
Executing high energy charge.
Turn it a bit closer. We really need the battle plans because the invasions all over our Chaos-owned sectors is becoming a bit of a hassle.
I cannot
It's bogging the
master.
campaign down. Don't quite have full strength fleets yet. We're all sort of half strength and working as a team. But we have victory again, so let's move on to the final fight of this video, I think. Another relatively easy battle, but like I said, we just want the Hive fleets to know that the spiky boys are not the ones to be nom-nomming on. They should be nom-nomming on the Imperium. Minshiro Trench is not very interesting at all. And we already have a Tyranid invasion coming. Alright, so the system's under control, everybody is ready to go, and we're going to do the special military operation against the Tyranids in the Belis Corona system. Malos Vrykan has to be present, so it took a turn to bring him up. So we'll take the Conqueror and the Nightfall, the Braggart's Betrayal. We'll take a Grand Cruiser? No. We'll take a Light Cruiser, so we can use the extended detection range. And a battle cruiser. Our task is to save Huron Blackheart, the Tyrant of Badad.
At last, the great Malos Vrykan deigns to show his face. Afraid of a few Tyranids, perhaps. I do not answer to you, Blackheart. And if you find the Aegis Ocularis too perilous, perhaps you should return to Badab and cower behind your fortifications. So you do have a spine. Perhaps there is a hope. I would gladly return to Badab, but for Abaddon's orders.
Huron Blackheart, Red Corsair.
Must not be destroyed. Warpsmiths, I need the warp cannon operational now. Fail me
Oh,
now,
big,
you
big,
stand
big,
by.
big space fish.
All vessels engage. Keep the Tyranids away from the Blackstone Fortress.
The two Titans will engage that thing.
Setting course.
We'll try and get our light cruiser in, running silent, up to try and detect the Tyranids straight away. Huron Blackheart is in a Blackstone Fortress. Very, very powerful weapon. Here are the Conqueror. Conqueror of Khorne.
We stand ready.
We also have a Conqueror of Tzeentch, which I look forward to using.
For now.
Some area denial torpedoes, and we'll boost up. That big space fish looks pretty determined to head straight for our light cruiser. They're coming towards us. That is an ugly fish. It has psionic damage.
For the war,
We've been detected, so we need to turn around.
We are unstoppable.
We really need to turn around. Really, we're getting hit with tentacles.
Powers.
They're capturing us. We have no no maneuver gauge left. Fortunately, the Titans have moved up.
Show us our victims. Engines hot.
We are getting attacked by the squadrons, though. Blackstone Fortress is inoperative.
Your orders.
Oh, dude's gonna die, man. These light cruisers have been with us since the start of the campaign. There's only one left. It's the last one. Oof. It's gonna go down. Get another spread of torpedoes into the space fish. All their guts exploding everywhere. Torpedoes about to land home on that big Titan fish. We need to get these guys out of here. They are almost dead, but not quite. 77 hull points remaining.
Engines hot.
Oh no, now we're merging.
Stand ready.
We're doing a dance reminiscent of a Slaneshi fleet. Conqueror and the Braggart's Betrayal
Unstoppable!
emerging. Oh my goodness.
Setting course!
Fortunately, not too much damage there. We've had a couple of clashes. There are a few fires on board now as a result. Very noobish play there. Too worried about a little light cruiser.
Retros activated!
Drop a plasma bomb.
Reporting!
Get the cruiser to run silent, and we'll get the broadsides around to try and take out the last of these Tyranid fishies. You've got to give your Titans a lot of room to maneuver. Lots of battles where they've just their whole turning and they're clashing. After playing with small fleets for so long, it's taking some getting used to it. Malos' ship has taken about 3,000 hull points damage. That's not ideal.
We stand ready.
This guy is just waiting. It's not doing much. Is he stuck in his own spore field? Seems to be that way.
Engines hot.
He's got lots and lots of armor. 90 armor on the front. You basically got to kill him from behind.
Setting course.
Nearly tearing a gash through the Braggart's Betrayal.
Set engines to full ahead. With a ruinous power.
Get them stealthed up, make sure they don't collide again. Drop another plasma bomb. Wait, that didn't work. We'll go with the launch fighters instead.
We are unstoppable.
This thing doesn't seem like too much of a threat. Besides being very, very strong.
For the War Master.
It hasn't tried to boost forward or anything like that.
We stand ready.
But I won't get too close, just in case.
Moving to those coordinates.
Psionic Discharge. I haven't seen that yet.
Victims. We'll follow your command. For now.
Feels kind of wrong just picking on a giant fish. It's like Space Moby Dick. Those render cannons are so unstoppable stream. Carving through the fish.
Creatures. What is it you say, Prophet? That we are merely tested? We fight on. The engines resist our efforts, but repairs to the warp cannon.
Alright, the Blackstone Fortress has got its warp cannon engaged, which means it will now help in the fight. Looking forward to it. They're coming from this side, judging by these little fighters.
Death Squadron seeking prey. Show us our victims. Moving to those coordinates. Test continues.
Boost up and get nice and close.
Come on, unabated. Fight on. Prove your worthiness. Slaughter them all.
Demonic Ritual to put some more crew back on the ships.
We are unstoppable. Your orders.
Alright, we've identified the first.
We stand ready.
Well, the Blackstone Fortress is charging up. One little zap. Instantly obliterating the fish it hit. Probably. Yeah, fish. Definitely more fish than bug, I think. In the space, anyway.
For the War Master. Executing high.
Uh-oh. Cruiser. Gonna get bruised. Get out of there. Getting blocked now by the flagship, fortunately.
For the War Master.
Blackstone Fortress charging up yet again. Insta-gibbing that one. Still can't move it. It's got a fairly long range. Try and break their will.
Doomfire's unleashed.
While they're out of range of one of their hive ships, I believe they go feral and run away. But if a hive ship is close, then they don't.
Retros activated. Show us our victims. Ruinous powers.
Yeah, I think this will go okay. Assuming we don't get a massive swarm like in the last special operation.
Setting course.
Get some torpedoes in there. Get both broadsides working. The locked-on stance makes the macros so accurate at medium range. I kinda prefer it to reload stance.
Your orders.
Fill up the ships, try and get close so we can spot this fellow. Actually, we'll send out the bombers. They will get probably nuked. He's got some already up.
Doomfire's unleashed.
He just got hit by the Blackstone Fortress. That's a bigger beam. Trying to hide in the spore field won't help. Alright, second wave down. Blackstone Fortress finishing off the fish.
Victory of arms is no longer required. The Blackstone Fortress.
Alright, we'll get him out there now straight away because it's slow as.
To the jump point. We will leave the Tyranids to their hollow victory. All vessels, form up on the Blackstone Fortress. It must reach safety. We stand ready.
Send the battlecruiser out to block,
We are.
and the Conqueror will also block.
Moving to those coordinates.
Not you, you need to go. Run away. The rest of the fleet,
Show us our
oh, you can go too.
victims.
Nearly died twice, don't tempt fate.
Swift Death Squadron seeking prey.
I'll send out a squadron to try and spot
Engines to
everything
fire.
around the fish, but it might get blocked by those fighters inbound. He's about to get nuked by the Blackstone Fortress. Instant death. Should have shot the closer one, but that's okay. He just came out of the cloud. They got to us very fast. Board those Tyranid ships before they get to the Blackstone Fortress. Whoa, Tyranids is coming out of the void. Battlecruiser managing to dodge them, fortunately.
For the War Master. Setting course.
They've caught up to the fortress. They've done a third damage just with ramming attacks. I guess technically they hit it in the rear. I'm gonna chase these guys down and break them.
Time. As the War Master wills.
Okay, we got another 2 big space fish. Gigantic Titan ones.
Retros activated.
No one knew that Moby Dick had brothers. Set them to priority 1. Priority 1.
Your orders.
Get this guy out of the way. We don't want him standing still.
For the ruinous powers. Show us our victory.
Set up for another broadside volley. Doomfires are out. Once we get rid of the hive carrying ships, we should be able to pick them off with squadrons.
Those coordinates.
deck damage because they can get through the shield with those bio lasers. Blackstone Fortress's beam was blocked by the carcasses of the Tyranids. I'm going to try and flank these guys. And then we'll face bow on and just absolutely melt them with the render cannon. Get the Conqueror up to block. The Blackstone Fortress probably halfway there. Very slow. So the Tyranids will catch him if they want to. The render cannon shots are all being blocked by the carcasses. They're changing targets now. Oh yes, we've managed to break them with the special ability. We are getting pretty damaged though. There we go, trying to finish him off with the tongue of the Conqueror. Trying to offer some support to Malos Vrykan's ship. Getting tongue-tied in all the micro. Void Shield needs to stay up despite him still getting through the shield. Some of the weapons do. Tyranid corpses everywhere. Blackstone Fortress is almost there. That's our objective. We don't have to defeat them, I don't think. Our battle cruiser has been made a drifting hulk. Unfortunately, she is lost. Alright, the flagship's 2 damaged. We need to get her out of there. Oops. Clicking the mouse too far. Repair and get out of there. Drop a squadron. Another minute or so, I think, and the Blackstone Fortress will get to its objective. We don't look at any threat to losing, we just got to keep Malos Vrykan alive. Tyranids are a pain to fight with their ability to get through shields. A lot of my ships are high shield strength. Especially the Dark Mechanicum fleets. They're weak against boarding and they have strong shields, so kind of their counter, the Tyranids. Yeah, the battlecruiser's lost. But we have turned the Tyranids about. They don't know what they're doing. Conqueror is on rapid reload now just to get the guns firing. Two Titans blocking off the Blackstone Fortress's retreat. So I think we've pretty much succeeded. Tyranid corpses littering the sector. The massive warp engines on the Blackstone Fortress ripping a hole in reality. Sending the Blackstone Fortress to safety. Victory for Chaos. We have succeeded. We kept the light cruiser alive, and we've got a few turns now to rest and repair. If you've enjoyed the series so far, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Commander Tyrael, out.